Peoples. First one in the building, my brother. You had to be waiting for me to already be in the building. Salute. Y'all already know what it is. I'm Jay Smith. This is Box Center, your favorite boxing show. We going live. We talking boxing. Join me, my peoples. We're gonna be talking about Daniel Dubois versus Alexander Usyk and Keyshawn Davis versus Edwin De Los Santos. While y'all jump up in here, let me eat some. Pretty good. Pretty good. We got two in the building. Salute, my brothers. Yo, um, did y'all see the first fight between Daniel Dubois and Alexander Usyk? Rs 30. What's happening, my G? Bam. So apparently, Usyk versus Dubois 2 will be taking place, and which makes me bring up the conversation of the first fight that they had. And why is it reasonable for them to have a rematch? Chris Fontaine, what's the deal, my G? So again, that's the magic question. Is that the right fight to make? And what do we think is going to happen? What do we think is going to happen in this rematch? I gotta say, in the first fight, Dubois showed us that he got the tools and resources to beat Usyk. So, can he do it? We have to see. We have to see. JJ's in there. Hello, Jay Smith. I'm here. Salute, my brother. Appreciate you dropping in, man. Not ID way. Hey, said hi. What's up, hey? Not ID win. What's the deal, my brother? We talking boxing, yo. Alexander Usyk versus Daniel Dubois looks like it's going to take place. And of course, Keyshawn Davis versus Edwin De Los Santos. That fight is going to happen. Both of those are very interesting showdowns for different reasons. With Usyk and Dubois, this is a rematch. The first fight, there was controversy. There was controversy in that first fight. I actually uploaded a video to show you guys. Dubois landed a nasty body shot, dropped Usyk, and he had to stay down for a while. That would have been a stoppage. Dubois would have walked out of there a champion and the first guy to beat Usyk if that was ruled a knockdown. But it was ruled a low blow, and because of that, Usyk was given like 5 minutes to recover from that shot, and ultimately he was able to win that fight. But Dubois would have won by stoppage. Dubois would have won that fight by stoppage had the referee ruled the body shot a knockdown as he should have. So a controversial situation in that fight. Bro got one shot. I don't know what the fuck that means. So anyways, a controversial ending or a controversial situation that took place in Usyk versus Dubois, the first fight. And that's the reason why for the last few weeks, when people were asking me if Joe Joyce should be the guy to fight Usyk next, I always said no. The guy that should get that opportunity is Dubois because of that first fight and the way that it played out. Oh, I can't good English. I'm Germany. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, my brother. But I do speak a little bit slow, so you might understand most of what I'm saying. LOYY, what's good, my family? What's the deal, my G? A Boogie 616. Salute Box Center family. Like and subscribe. Hell yeah, my people. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Share the videos. All that good stuff. But yeah, my people, I think it's very interesting to see Usyk and Dubois Part 2. I think this is going to be a slugfest. It's going to be that type of fight where they're going to trade leather. We're going to see some rock'em sock'em robot type of action with those two. And of course, Edwin De Los Santos versus Keyshawn Davis. My peoples, a lot of folks gave me prediction about that fight. R30. Good fight. I'm down to watch. Trying to tell you, man, listen. De Los Santos versus Keyshawn Davis is going to be explosive. You know, both of them got an aggressive style. Both of them let their hands fly. Gotta be looking forward to that fight. JJ's in the house. I'm still working. I'll see you soon. Hit the like button, everyone, and let's go. Hell yeah. Appreciate you, my brother. Chris Fontaine, Keyshawn. You got Keyshawn Davis beating De Los Santos? Because if that's the case, I'll tell you what, me too. De Los Santos is a top level fighter. He can fight. He can fight. But I still got Keyshawn Davis walking out of there with the W. R30. Are you doing commentary on Usyk? Hell yeah. You know, Usyk is my favorite heavyweight right now. And I'm definitely in. You know, that I consider that a big fight, an important fight. So I'm definitely gonna be calling it. You know, if it's a fight that we as fans consider important, you best believe, my brother, I'm doing commentary for it. Uh, ID win. What games do you play? Boxing, my brother. It's all about boxing. I don't play no games. I play boxing, and you don't play boxing. You throw punches. But I digressed. Chris Fontaine, now, that's an important fight, bro. Of course. That's why I'm doing commentary for it. When you're talking about Alexander, look, Alexander Usyk versus anybody is an important fight because he holds most of the titles in the heavyweight division. So he'll either defend them or they'll be exchanging hands. LOYY. I got Usyk for the win again. That's a reasonable prediction, my brother. Reasonable prediction. And I say that because Alexander Usyk is arguably the best heavyweight of this generation. Very technical, good punching power, defense insane. So Usyk is that guy. He's that dude. Chris Fontaine. Yes, I'm leaning toward Usyk, but Dubois is no turkey burger. Nah, Dubois, like I said, man, Dubois landed a shot that could have got him the win. That body shot should have been a winning punch for him. Now I did win. Does someone know Roblox? My brother, you're in the wrong place for Roblox. They ain't gonna be talking Roblox over here, my guy. You're gonna have to find your Roblox YouTube channel, my guy. March 30. Usyk will come to fight. Usyk for the win. I mean, look, it's hard for me to see Usyk losing to any of the heavyweights, but we have to consider age. Usyk is getting up there. Not ID win, just a question. No, I understand it's just a question, my brother, but You're in a boxing channel asking about Roblox. That's not the best question. That's like you going into a cooking channel and asking about basketball. If it's a cooking channel, they cooking food, my brother. um, but again, my peoples, I believe that Usyk versus Dubois is a very good fight. I'm leaning towards Usyk to win it, but I don't doubt Dubois. I don't think Usyk is just gonna wash him. They're just gonna beat him up. I'm looking forward to a good fight. Hey, I don't like cooking channels. That's what I'm saying, though. You're not gonna find people here talking about Roblox either, my guy. This is a boxing channel. um, so what do you guys think about Edwin De Los Santos versus Keyshawn Davis? Who y'all got winning that fight? I don't do this. So I actually been going back and forth on social media, on Instagram, on Facebook, just about who's gonna win between De Los Santos and Keyshawn Davis. And I've had people tell me that De Los Santos is gonna stop Keyshawn Davis, which I think is a crazy prediction. But R30, David will pity pat his way to the win. Damn. What you gotta say? He's gonna pity pat his way to a win. The guy lets his hands go. We be knocking people out. He got a good knockout percentage. Why would you think he's gonna pity pat his way to a win? Come on now. Keyshawn Davis is a guy that be putting hands and feet on people. So I don't know about all that pity pat, my brother. I do believe it's going to be. Look, Keyshawn Davis and Edwin De Los Santos, I believe a fight is going to break out. The type of fighters that both of them are, that they like to let them hands go, both of them. Both of them got power. Both of them are explosive. I believe we're going to, a fight is going to break out early, too. Someone's going to try to inflict bodily harm. The other one's going to retaliate. And a fight is going to break out. Just wait and see. R30, about to steam, bro. Oh, about to steam. Be right back. Handle your business, my brother. Now ID win. I thought my phone is going to explode, but it's just your sound. Ah, okay. So let me help you out because I want to make sure that your phone don't explode. So watch this. Let me help you out. Stay right there. Let me tell you if it sounds better. Maybe it sounds better now that I blocked your goofy ass out. Um, but again, my peoples, like I was saying, I digress for a second. Dubois versus Usyk, that's a heck of a showdown. Keyshawn Davis versus Edwin De Los Santos, that's a heck of a showdown. And then we got Terrence Buck Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez. That's going down. So I'm trying to show you, look how many good fights we have this year. And we're not even at the midway point yet. Not even at the midway point. And some fights that we already know are coming up. Um, as far as Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Buck Crawford, yeah. If you've been in boxing long enough, you already know my prediction. You already know I got Terrence Crawford winning that fight. Unanimous decision. So, out of all the fights this year that are coming up, to me that's the most important, and that's the one I'm the most looking forward to. Just because so many people feel sure that Canelo's gonna stop Crawford, or sure that Canelo's too big and too strong. I think people are gonna be scared when they see Canelo and Crawford face to face, and they see that Canelo don't look nothing big in front of Crawford. They're gonna be scared for Canelo. Like, oh shit, I thought he was gonna be a giant in front of Crawford. He looked little as hell. Chris Fonson, your jail topic. But you see Bruce talking about he moving up right now. I mean, I seen it, but nothing is official. I think he's you know floating the possibility, but nothing is official yet until they make a move, right? Because right now I know that he wants to become undisputed at the welterweight division. They want to fight Brian Norman Jr. and probably snatch that title off of Barrios too. So I think first they're going to try to get those fights. They're going to try to get those titles. If they can't make it happen, I see him moving up. He'll be moving up to 154. And I think he said that before too. That if he's not gonna be able to get those, he's out of there. Shiraz Khan, hi Box Center. What's up, Shiraz? Oh, appreciate you dropping in, my brother. We talking boxing. We talking Daniel Dubois versus Usyk, Keyshawn Davis versus De Los Santos, Terrence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez. A lot of good fights on the way, man. Tank Davis is gonna rematch Lamont Roach. That's a fight we want to see. That fight is anticipated, my people. Chris Fonson, he just said right now he not waiting around for a fight at 47. Let's see. Let's see. Because you got to understand that until a deal isn't made, right, as of right now, right, he's a unified champion in the welterweight division as of right now. So up until he don't agree to fight somebody at 154, he's still a 147 pounder. I know he's gonna. Remember, fighters also say stuff out of frustration, like I'm tired of waiting, I'm out of here, blah blah blah. Like I remember Terrence Crawford got to a point where he was like, I don't care about Errol Spence anymore. I don't care about him anymore. I'm not even trying to make that fight because he got tired of the whole situation. But ultimately, he ended up fighting Errol before moving up because he also knew the importance of becoming undisputed in the welterweight division. So I think if Bulls get the opportunity to fight Brian Norman Jr. or Mario Barrios, he's gonna stick around at welterweight. So we have to see what happens next. Who is he able to fight? If he can't get, that I believe it. If he can't get a champion in there to work on becoming undisputed, then I think he leaves the division. MAW, hello boxing fans. Jay in chat, smash that like button, folks. Hell yeah, appreciate you, my brother. Hit that like button, subscribe, share these videos with everybody. Let them know Box Center is where it's at. Um, but there's a lot of good fights, man, that are brewing that we all want to see. We all want to see how these situations are gonna play out. Now, with Shakur Stevenson, he don't have an opponent lined up, so I'm wondering what happens after Lamont Roach and Tank Davis fight each other. Is Shakur Stevenson gonna be looking to fight the winner? MAW. If Boots move up, so be it. Maybe as a 147 unified champ, he can try and leverage a 154 title fight. We'll see. I mean, I think Boots will be able to probably move up and go after a title right away. But the whole situation with Terrence Crawford, I was talking about it earlier today. We was talking about it yesterday. I don't know if Boots versus Crawford is a fight that they'll be able to make. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Simply because you have to think about it. If Crawford is going to fight Canelo at 168 with no rehydration clause, them dudes is probably going to weigh 180 pounds or more for their fight. So I find it hard to believe that Crawford is going to go from fighting somebody weighing 180 pounds to his following fight, moving two divisions down to make weight at 154. I don't see it. I just don't see that happening. Oliver, Pally rematch if he wins on Sunday. Nah, that's not gonna happen, bro. That's not gonna happen. Pally, You got to remember, Padley. Now they're gonna start to. They're gonna. What I'm expecting is that they're gonna work on building him up, which means he's gonna get a few fights, work his way up before they put him for a title shot again. Because beating somebody that we never heard of on Sunday is not gonna put him in a position to fight for a title right away. You got to remember, he wasn't in a position to fight for a title shot. He simply got lucky that somebody pulled out for whatever reason, and they needed a replacement. Boom, he stepped in as a replacement. He got an opportunity as a replacement. So even if he wins his following fight, it's not gonna be versus a highly ranked opponent or anything like that. He's not gonna earn a title shot off of that win. And of course, I don't think they want to rush him, put him in there with one of the belts right away. I think they're gonna get him a few fights. Hopefully, he's able to win 2, 3 more fights before they're talking about another title shot. At least that's how I see it. I don't think they're gonna rush Josh Padley. Oliver, did Scofield get poisoned? Nah, that was never proven. That was bullshit talk. That was bullshit talk. Like that literally didn't even make no sense at all. That's some stuff his father literally made up out of thin air. You know, like he could have been food poison. It could have been something in the water. It could have been something that they ate that was contaminated. It could have been so many things. So the whole thing, oh, it was somebody from Shakur's team that poisoned him. That shit was so much cap. It's not even funny. Now you gotta think about it. If Shakur sent somebody from his team to poison his opponent, bro, if they catch him, that's some offense that you go to jail for. Like for poisoning somebody, you go to jail for that shit. So there's no way, yo, that a champion that's projected to whoop your ass is gonna try to poison you to cheat. That was super cap, bro. Super cap. Floyd Scofield's father be talking way too much shit. Be talking way too much. Sometimes he just needs to shut up and let things play out as they will. But I do remember from the beginning, Shakur telling Floyd Scofield, don't pull out. Don't pull out. Don't pull out of this fight. And Shakur even in an interview, in a couple of interviews, he said, yo, I hope we get that. I hope he don't pull out. And look, they ended up pulling out. So nah, to me it felt like they knew they was gonna get their ass whooped and they needed a way out. Now, I did see some pictures with Floyd Scofield appearing to be in an emergency room, so I don't know if it's real or not. But I do know that Shakur was saying that they was gonna pull out and they pulled out. MAW 154 IBF. Bakram shows he's a powerful champion. Yeah, Bakram is for real. He's for real. 154 WBA champion, but sitting out a long time waiting on Canelo. Maybe Boost fight for Reggie Belt versus Virgil. Only happening belt online. So I gotta say, when it comes to Boots, when he moves up, I don't think he should fight. Like if he moves up now, I don't think he should fight Virgil right away for nothing or for a secondary title. I think they should wait till at least one of them is holding a major title. But it would be better if both of them have a title and then they fight each other to unify. That would make it a bigger fight. Oliver, Dubois never sick. Don't know why he was pulled out. I mean, I don't know about that either. They're saying that he was. So I gotta take their word for it. They're saying that he was. MAW. Scofield lost my respect with all that fake drama crap. They need to redeem themselves. Let's see what's gonna happen now because you gotta think about it. Floyd Scofield was on the verge of fighting Shakur Stevenson. So let's see what opponent he's gonna pick next. That's gonna say a lot because if you're about to fight Shakur, then you should pick a very high level opponent to fight next. You can't be picking no guy, that we never heard of, unranked, with a losing record, with a bunch of losses. No, 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 no. You gotta pick a very, very good fighter, a high level fighter, since you're not fighting Shakur. MAWJ, ideally, they fight in unification, but one legit belt better than nothing. I agree. I agree with that. If Virgil Ortiz is able to grab a title first and he'll defend versus Boots, I'm with it. Or even if it's the other way around. But I don't like the idea of them two fighting for nothing or fighting for one of them fake belts. Ali Abed, what's the deal, my brother? Appreciate you dropping in, man. We talking boxing. We talking Alexander Usyk versus Daniel Dubois. Keyshawn Davis versus Edwin De Los Santos. Terrence Bud Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez. And now can Jerome Bruce Ennis and Virgil Ortiz mix it up in the 154 division? Hashback. The people believe Dubois for being sick, but don't believe Schofield for being sick. And Devin also told us that Ryan wasn't going to show up and got surprised. I mean, with Ryan Garcia, I think that was a whole situation because he wasn't sick. He was just going through his mental episodes, which, it's very well documented that Ryan Garcia has struggled with mental health. And I definitely believe that he was going through it. And even with that situation, he pummeled Devin Haney badly, brutally. Oliver Schofield should fight Josh Warrington. That's a good fight. That's a good fight. And that's what I want. I want Floyd Schofield to fight somebody who has a name, somebody who has good wins in their resume, so that Schofield can show that he's up to that level of competition. I want to see it. I'm tired of waiting and trying to figure out what is he gonna do next. But I also understand if he was sick, I don't know how much time he needs to recover, how much time he's gonna need to fight again. But you was down to fighting Shakur. You was calling out Shakur only to pull out. So let's see. Let's see what's next. What is Floyd Schofield gonna do next? And I gotta tell you something, people. Floyd Schofield, I like him as a fighter. Even with his father having a big mouth, writing checks that his son can't cash, I like him. I think he's a good fighter, but I think he dodged the bullet when they pulled out of that fight with Shakur. Because Shakur was gonna beat him up, embarrass him, like make it look easy type shit. And that's the thing when you fight somebody when you're used to winning and doing your thing, and then you fight somebody that embarrass you, that's a tough loss, especially for a young fighter. For a guy like that, taking a loss, that could mess up his whole confidence. So I feel like they dodged the bullet. Whether he was sick or not, they dodged the bullet, pulling out of that fight with Shakur. James S. Exactly. That was an appetizer for Shakur. Yo, man, I'm telling you, Shakur was gonna. The way I envisioned that fight, Floyd Schofield was gonna come out and be extra aggressive, more because of the nerves. I gotta let my hands go. I gotta show that I'm stronger. And he was gonna make so many mistakes. Shakur was gonna be teeing off on him, easy, like easy work type shit, and make him look bad. So he dodged the bullet. That's my take. He dodged, and I don't even think that fight now is gonna happen. Shakur and his team are probably like, you know what? Forget this guy, man. We did this whole training camp, and in the last minute he pulled out. We had to get a replacement. Forget him. He's done. You're gonna have to look for a title shot elsewhere. So let's see. Let's see how the whole Floyd Schofield situation is gonna play out. Because as of right now, he don't have an opponent yet. We're not even hearing about what are the plans for him. And even if it was food poisoning or whatever it was, I don't think he's at a hospital or being treated or anything like that. At this point, he should be good. That's what I'm assuming. But we don't know who, where, or when Floyd Schofield is gonna fight. We don't know. Right now, he's missing in action to me. James S. What do you think of Emiliano in his next fight? Yo, Emiliano Vargas, I'm a believer, and I've been a believer in him since he was like 3-0 or something like that. Like he was real early, 2-0, 3-0, and I was like, nah, this kid can fight. He could be, somebody that will do special things, accomplish a lot in the sport of boxing. He's still in a process where he's being developed, but Emiliano Vargas can fight, bro. He can fight. In his next fight, I don't know who he's fighting next. Has that been announced? I don't know. Now, I will say, don't get it twisted. I don't think that he's ready for a title shot right now, you know, because I think that's a mistake that they make. Sometimes fighters are real good and they throw them to the wolves too early. Moe Olsen. What's good, brother? Thanks for the content. Appreciate it, my guy. I'm glad that you enjoy the content. You already know, man. I'm uploading shorts every day as well. So I'm going live, but I'm also uploading videos. Glad you're enjoying it, my brother. James S. I agree. I think he has the goods, but do you think it's too much for him too fast? I mean, I think that he's not ready for a title shot just yet. I think that they need at least a couple more years before he gets to that level, but he's headed there. Definitely on his way. The Mexican G. What weight does Emiliano fight at? I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think he's at 140. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's at 140. James S. Super light, but Emiliano can fight. He can fight. Got hands for days. His brothers too. His brothers can fight. You know, Fernando Vargas is doing a great job with his kids. The Mexican G. I don't think Emiliano will be rushed. His dad had a rushed career, so he knows how to handle his son's career. That's a fact. His dad knows they should have never put him up against Tito Trinidad when he was like what 21 years old, something like that. Like that was crazy, and he did good in that fight. He dropped Tito Trinidad, but still, you put a guy that young versus one of the best welterweights ever while he was in his prime. That was crazy work. That was crazy work. Tito really hurt Fernando Vargas. And then shortly after that, they put him up against Oscar De La Hoya. So I know he's not going to make that mistake with his kids. He's going to, take his time with that development process. James S. If he was 22, he had no business in there with him. Yo, I'm not even sure if he was 22. He may have been 21 years old when he fought Tito Trinidad. I have to actually look that up. I don't know off the top of I can't remember off the top of my head, but I know he was real young. The Mexican G, he had some success against Tito. Yeah, I was saying that. I mean, he even dropped him. But still, he took a nasty beating in that fight. Took a lot of tough shots to the head. And then versus Oscar De La Hoya, too. James S. Hey, it's funny because here in Phoenix, his son fought here a few times, and I got to meet him. Don't bring up Oscar De La Hoya or Trinidad. He walks away. Yo, them two guys put a nasty beating on his father. I understand why he would walk away. The Mexican G. Tito was also throwing a lot of low blows, but I guess that's part of the game. To point something out, the Mexican G, the first low blow that Tito Trinidad landed was right after Fernando Vargas dropped him. Fernando dropped him, he got up, and the first thing he did when Fernando tried to go after him, boom, landed a low blow real hard. And then after that, landed a couple more. That's strategic. That's strategic because in his career, there was a few times where Tito Trinidad got hurt and came back with a nice little low blow to slow everything down. James S. No, Fernando walks away. I'm trying to tell you, Fernando Vargas, I believe he's doing a very good job with all three of his sons. He's bringing them up slowly. He's taking his time. So, like one of you guys said, he's not gonna rush his own kids. He know what that's about. You know, just because you're super talented doesn't mean you're ready for the top dogs. The Mexican G, yup, that was a brutal low blow. Bro threw it like he was going for the KO. Yo, he was trying to knock his nuts out cold. But it worked out. Fernando Vargas was still able to have 3 kids. Because then with that type of low blow, shit. The Mexican G, yup, that was brutal. Oliver, Tam versus Shakur, who wins? Oh, Shakur's going to win that fight all day long. All day long. There's a reason why. To everybody that says I'm wrong about it, there's a reason why Tank Davis been ducking Shakur for 2, 3 years at this point. Because he knows Shakur will whoop that ass. He know. There's a reason why there's a video out there of Coach Cal saying, "Nah, I don't want Shakur to be our next opponent." There's a reason. They know Shakur's gonna whoop that ass. They protecting that L. And I already told y'all, Lamar Roach is a cherry pick gone wrong. Done cherry picked the guy from the 130 division to get your ass whooped. So I'm looking forward to that rematch, by the way, because I've been telling people I feel like Lamar Roach may actually have Tank Davis's number. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. Maybe Tank is gonna make some type of adjustment and do something way different in the following fight. Oliver, do you rate Inoue? I mean, Inoue's a pound for pound fighter. I got Inoue as a top 3 pound for pound in the world. Right now, I got Terrence Buck Crawford, Alexander Usyk, Naoya Inoue, and Dimitri Bivol as the top 4. So Inoue is number 3 on my pound for pound list. And by the way, I've said this before, and I have people laughing at me about it. And then Bob Arum said the same shit I said. What was that? I feel like Naoya Inoue, the monster, is actually better than Manny Pacquiao. Isn't that crazy? Now, why do I think Naoya Inoue is better than Pacquiao? Let me explain myself. If you watch both of them, Manny Pacquiao and Naoya Inoue, right away you'll notice they both have great footwork. They both have very, very fast hands. But Naoya Inoue is sharper. If you see his punches and his movements, he's sharper than Manny Pacquiao. So the only disadvantage that he has is his height. Manny Pacquiao is short, like 5'5", I think. But Naoya Inoue is like 5'4". And I think that's 5'4" with his shoes on. He's like 5'3". So because of that, Naoya Inoue is not going to be able to go all the way up to welterweight like Manny Pacquiao did. He won't be able to fight in as many divisions. But let's see how many titles he wins, how many champions he beats, how many times is he going to become undisputed. Naoya Inoue is going to accomplish a lot in the sport of boxing. James S., I think you might be right. Went all these years undefeated, finally met his match. Shit. Oliver, there's not many people Inoue can fight at the lower weight now. His next fight is against rank 12 super bantamweight. Well, I tell you what, a very interesting fight for Naoya Inoue awaits him when he moves up. Bam Rodriguez. That's a huge fight. I want to see Naoya Inoue and Bam. And Bam has already beaten so many champions at this point that I feel like he's ready for that fight. Whenever Naoya Inoue moves up, Bam is ready for him. Now, I'm not making a prediction. I'm not saying Bam is going to win, but I also can't tell you Bam is going to lose that fight. We gotta see it. We gotta we gotta see Naoya Inoue move up and see who he's gonna fight. But because of his size, I don't think Naoya Inoue is gonna fight anywhere over maybe the highest division that we'll see him might be like at 135. The highest division that we might see him. Because already by the time he gets to 135, he's gonna be very small when compared to the other guys in that division. So I don't see him moving up to 140. Maybe he does because he's such a special talent. Kind of like Manny Pacquiao. If you look at Manny Pacquiao, he was very small for a welterweight. Yeah, he found success in that division. So I don't know how far up now, yeah, you know he's going to go. But, you know, he has a limit. Which, is, you know, he's definitely, I do not see him going all the way up to welterweight. There's just no way. Not even to 140. I find it hard to believe that he'll get past 135. And 135, that's like pushing it. Because again, how small he is. Oliver. Oh no, Oliver. I like Sonny Edwards getting humbled. Oh man, Sonny Edwards, he got beat up pretty good. Got beat up pretty good. You can see, matter of fact, after he got beat up, it's like he was ready to retire. That's it. He was ready to go. Like, oh man, you know, he spoke the way that he spoke. You can see that he was ready to retire. So, but salute to Sonny Edwards. You know, he had a good career, became a world champion, defended his title, and now he's actually, you know, a commentator for Matchroom, and he got like a little show or a podcast with Matchroom. So salute to Sonny Edwards, man. He's doing good. I like it when a fighter, you know, not only has a good career, but after his boxing career is over, they're able to still do something within boxing. They're able to stay in boxing and keep working, keep making money, and still associated with the sport that they love. So salute to Sonny Edwards, you know, doing his thing now. So hell yeah. But I digress. We all digress. Um, Alexander Usyk versus Daniel Dubois. That's a fight, my people, that I'm telling you, that's gonna be a slugfest. That's gonna be an epic, epic kind of fight. I'm super looking forward to that one. I know that somebody told me earlier that Usyk is gonna make it look easy or Usyk is gonna win, but I don't know, my people. That's just look. That's a rematch, and Lamar Roach and Tank Davis is also a rematch. Can you really say? I've had people tell me that Tank Davis is gonna knock Lamar Roach out in the rematch. Now, did we see anything at all in that first fight that says Tank Davis is gonna knock him out in the rematch? Think about that first fight. Yo, Lamar Roach was walking Tank Davis down for the whole 12 rounds. And when Tank Davis stood his ground, so did Lamar Roach and traded blows with him, winning many of the exchanges. So if Lamar Roach, it's not like he was running the whole fight and Tank Davis having to chase him down and he's using the footwork and no, he went toe to toe with Tank Davis and he was never hurt. He was never wobbled. There was no moment in that fight that you're like, oh my God, Lamar Roach is hurt. That never happened. So why would I believe that Tank Davis is just gonna knock him out in the next fight? I don't even get it. Joseph, is there a fan nearby getting some feedback? There isn't a fan. I'm not gonna adjust the. There is no fan. y'all can hear me better. Um, but again, man, when it comes to Tank Davis and Lamar Roach, I don't see Tank Davis knocking him out. I don't. And I'm gonna tell you like this, man. I don't see no controversy in me saying that I feel like Lamar Roach is gonna win that rematch because I saw him winning the first fight, even without the knee, the controversy with the knee, the point deduction that never took place. I still see Lamar Roach winning that fight. I saw him winning it. So the rematch, I feel like it's gonna play out very similar to the first one. I really do feel that way. Only Lamar Roach is going to be maybe a little bit more active, make the right adjustments. He already know for him to get a decision from the judges, he got to whoop Tank Davis' ass. Because he whooped Tank Davis' ass in the last fight and then get the W. So I think this time around he knows I got to make it real convincing to where they can't take it from me. And I think he'll be able to do that. Now, is he gonna risk it a little bit more and possibly get knocked out? Anything can happen in boxing. But the way that he fought Tank Davis, I think he showed that he's not the guy that's just gonna eat a shot and go to sleep. He's very, very good when it comes to his defense, when it comes to slipping punches, when it comes to counter punching. Lamar Roach showed us all, bro. Put it to y'all like that. Lamar Roach, he basically made a fool out of all of us. Because I myself predicted that Tank Davis was going to knock him out by or before the 8th round. I was like, no way he's going to make it past the 8th round. Tank Davis is going to chase him around, and eventually he's going to catch him with that big shot. And it never happened. We went 12 rounds, and some people tell me now because Tank wasn't trying to stop or wasn't trying to. Man, shut the hell up. I seen Tank Davis giving his all, trying to knock him out. I seen Tank Davis standing there waiting to try to counterpunch with a big shot, just waiting on Lamar Roach. And boom, trying to counter hard. And he just couldn't land that big punch. He just couldn't do it. So instead of people thinking that Tank Davis wasn't focused, they gotta understand that Lamar Roach is just a different beast. Instead of you saying this guy just wasn't focused, understand that this guy made him act out of character. Lamar Roach had Tank Davis complaining to the referee, had him taking a knee, had him trying to bite him, had him pushing him into the ground. He had Tank Davis doing shit that we're not used to seeing Tank Davis do. He had him acting out of character, out of order, habitually out of order throughout. So, yeah, it's not that he wasn't focused. It's that Lamar Roach frustrated him. And when you get frustrated, you do stuff that you're not supposed to do out of that frustration. So, Lamar Roach is going to show out, I believe, in that rematch. I believe he's going to show up and fight very similar to what he did the first time around. Only maybe be a little bit more active with letting his hands go. Which, that brings a risk factor with Tank Davis. Because you know the right counter punch will send anybody to sleep. But Lamar Roach is ready for that. You know, he was ready for that. Lamar Roach was that counter punch from Tank Davis, which sometimes is a counter uppercut or a counter left hand up top. It never, and that's the one thing. Look at when Tank Davis knocked out Leo Santa Cruz. Look at when he knocked out Rolly. What was it? A counter punch. Boom! Boom! Slapped them. They didn't even see it coming. Lamar Roach didn't eat a single one of those. Those shots that you don't see coming, Tank is a master at catching people with those. And that's how he knocked people out. Catch him with a shot they don't see coming. Look at Ryan Garcia when he got dropped. A counter punch that he didn't see coming. And then when he got stopped, the same thing. Another counter shot, he didn't see it coming. Just felt it. Lamar Roach was ready for those counter punches, my people. So that's why, number one, I don't see Tank Davis stopping him. And number two, I see Lamar Roach winning the rematch. And then when it comes to Keyshawn Davis and Edwin De Los Santos, I got Keyshawn Davis winning that fight. Straight up. I got Keyshawn Davis beating Edwin De Los Santos by unanimous decision. I know I had, people giving me slack, talking about, nah, De Los Santos is better than him, De Los Santos this, De Los Santos that. Listen, my people, I know how good De Los Santos is. Nobody has to jump in the comment section and tell me, oh, look, De Los Santos, he's better than what you think. He's real good. Like, bro, I know this guy can fight. Trust me. But Keyshawn Davis is on a different level. If you don't understand that, you're going to find out when they meet up in the ring. Nah, De Los Santos faster than Keyshawn Davis. De Los Santos got speed on him. Bro, who told y'all that speed means everything in a fight? When you fighting a guy who's gonna time you, your speed don't matter. They still gonna time your ass. The Soto hybrid, fast. Keyshawn gonna cook him. R30. Davis is the chosen one. So if it goes to decision, then Davis wins. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I think Lamar Roach can win a decision. It just has to be real decisive. He already know just beating him up for 12 rounds is not enough. He already did that in the first fight. Now he knows that he got to do it more convincingly. More convincingly. John Parham, salute my brother. Appreciate you dropping in. R30, I mean Keyshawn. Oh, nah, listen. Keyshawn Davis and De Los Santos. I think Keyshawn Davis, number one, he's gonna be the champion, obviously. But number two, I see him beating De Los Santos outright. It's not gonna be like De Los Santos gonna make it such a close fight that people gonna say he got robbed. Nah, nah, nah. When that fight is over, if it goes the distance, we're all gonna be like, yeah, Keyshawn got that. Keyshawn got that. It's not gonna be. And trust me when I tell you, I respect Edwin De Los Santos. That's my Dominican brother, Dominican fighter. I respect him. But I don't do the bias. I can't tell you that he's gonna win because me and him is from the same country. That's not how I roll. I tell you he's gonna win based on who I understand is gonna win. And I see Keyshawn Davis whooping him. Now, De Los Santos is a good fighter, so I believe he will be Keyshawn Davis' toughest competition. And he's gonna have some good rounds and he's gonna put in some work. But I don't see him beating Keyshawn Davis. I just don't see it. I do not see it, my people. So that's a fight that I'm really looking forward to. There's some people that gave me some slack because I'm predicting that De Los Santos is gonna get whooped. I look forward to seeing them after that fight. John Parham, Keisha and Shakur gonna be pressured to put that BS friends aside sooner or later. I don't know. I don't know. I think I think the only way we'll end up getting that fight is if they have some type of fallout where they not messing with each other no more, they not cool with each other no more, so they decide, yo, nah, that's it, we don't have to fight. But as long as they have that tight relationship, I don't see it happening. I think everyone in boxing is just gonna respect it, accept it as it is what it is, and they're not even gonna try to pressure them to fight. I really believe that. But if something happened between them two, that's a different ballgame. John Pound, hell, that type of money, they'll fight with my blood brother. You fight your man, listen. I'll fight my blood brother for half that money. Man, I'll fight my blood brother for $500 right now just to whoop his ass. But but listen, I believe that the whole situation with Keyshawn Davis and Shakur Stevenson, I don't really see nobody pressing the issue. I don't think Bob Arum is gonna press the issue. I don't think, you know, um, let me see. Oh yeah, Keyshawn is with Eddie Hearn. I mean, Shakur's with Eddie Hearn. I don't think Eddie Hearn is gonna press the issue either. So it's gonna be up to them, and as long as they have a good relationship, I don't see them fighting each other. Your sound is off, son. Let me see if I can. Somebody told me earlier. My brother, if you can still hear me, my mic is acting up, man. I'm gonna have to change this microphone. Let me know if you can hear me, my brother. Ah, okay, here we go. Here we go, my peoples. So again, I don't think Keyshawn Davis and Shakur Stevenson, unless they have some type of situation where they're not close anymore, they're not cool, and they decide they want to fight each other. That's the only case where I see that fight taking place. MAW Tank is a counterpuncher, but Roach wouldn't take the bait. Tank can't throw when hands up. They have to draw fire. Roach fires. Tank hands come down, waiting to counter, but Roach knows and can counter too. I was telling people, man, in previous videos you could see it. Roach is the only fighter that I've seen thus far counter punching Tank Davis's counter punch. That's crazy work. John Parham, why nobody ever tell you? I don't know. I mean, I think it was good earlier, and I did some little movements here and there, and it got messed up. I don't know. I don't know how long it's been sounding like that, to be honest. MAW, Mike better now, way better. Appreciate it, my brother. So I think when I started off, it may have been good, and then got messed up. Wish somebody would have told me about the audio. Damn it. But we still talking boxing. We still doing what we do, my peoples. Um, Dubois versus Usyk. Like I said, that's gonna be a heck of a fight. That's so you could see, my people, what a good year we're having in boxing. We got Dubois versus Usyk 2. That's a rematch. Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach. That's a rematch. Bivol versus Beterbiev. That's a trilogy. I didn't want it, but it's happening. Terrence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez. History making type of fight. Yo, there's a lot of fights coming up, man. There's a lot of big fights. John Pound, y'all got to remember he can't hear his audio, so we got to look out. Appreciate it, my brother. Of course, I can't hear myself. I only hear myself later on if I play it, and I'll be like, damn, I'm sounding fucked up. Nobody told me shit. But don't worry about it, my people. This is all part of the setup. Eventually, I'm gonna get another microphone, another camera. I'm gonna get all types of equipment. So my life is only gonna get better and better. MAW, Usyk DDD rematch should be fired too. I mean, look, to me, Usyk versus Daniel Dubois just had to happen. Had to happen. And there's a couple of people that asked me earlier, like a couple of weeks ago, yo, who Usyk should fight next? Should he fight Joe Joyce? And I kept saying, nah, man, it's Dubois. Dubois deserves his rematch. There you have it. We about to get that. We about to get that. John Parham, don't want nobody passing up because audio. Cam is solid always. Yeah, man, sometimes people could just come in, be new in the channel, not hear anything I'm saying, be like, oh, this motherfucker don't know shit, I'm out of here. They don't know what they missed out on. John Parham, very clear picture. Yes, that's what's up. MAW, DDD, Daniel Dynamite Dubois. Yo, Daniel Dubois is that dude. And he's been fighting real good. Right now, he got momentum on his side. Yo, I think Dubois got what it takes to upset Usyk. Now, I understand that Usyk will be the favorite. And if I had to put my money on somebody, I'm putting it on Usyk. But I'm trying to tell you, Daniel Dubois can pull off the upset. We can see an upset in this fight. He can be the first guy to beat Alexander Usyk. I think Usyk is 40 years old right now. You gotta understand, he's starting to slow down. Starting to slow down. MAW, Joe Joyce. Joe, listen, I have people telling me that Joe Joyce is the guy that was supposed to fight Usyk. I felt like, nah, Dubois deserves it more. Hunter, P. Diddy. Okay, Hunter, you're already over here talking goofy. Bye. You're goofy, you're corny, and you don't deserve to be here. Goofball. I shouldn't enjoy that so much. My bad, my people. I hope I'm not a bad guy for enjoying kicking people out. It just feels good. MAW, Usyk might just retire after. Done enough. I mean, if you think about it, Usyk can retire right now and he's going straight to the Hall of Fame anyways. Guy became undisputed at cruiserweight. He's a small ass heavyweight and became undisputed up there as well. So Alexander Usyk is a guy that has had a great career, had a great amateur career, got an Olympic gold medal. Now as a professional, he's having an amazing career. He could call it quits whenever he wants. And of course, at his age, I don't think he got too many fights left anyways. Maybe if he beats Dubois, call it quit right there. But father time is tougher on smaller fighters. What I mean by that is that, Usyk is a small fighter. He's a small heavyweight. And it's tough to fight when you get to that age versus guys who are bigger than you and younger than you. That becomes very tough to do that. So I think, he's going to retire. Hopefully he retires. Don't stick around too long and get beat up because of it. Arch 30, 40 is time to shut it down. That's what I'm talking about. When you're 40 years old, that's why I feel like Bivol prefers to go after the Battle BF trilogy because Battle BF is already 40 years old. He's going to be 41. I think by the time they rematch, he's going to be 41. So, you're catching a guy now who's obviously at the tail end of his career and his physical abilities are already starting to go down. So, Usyk, being at his age, he got to be considering stepping out. John Parham, 38-40 is the time to quit or after 40 fights, in my opinion. Especially if you don't want no later damages. I agree 100% between 38 and 40. And I'm saying between 38 and 40, if you're a fighter who hasn't been in too many wars, haven't taken a lot of beatings. Because some guys, if you've been knocked out 2-3 times, you taking nasty pummelings, 35 years old, that's it. You need to go. If you're 35 years old, you've been knocked out 3-4 times, you need to go. Because all them concussions are going to be adding up, and then your ass is going to be punch drunk. Talking about, I'm tough, I could take these punches. Yeah, you're going to be punch drunk, buddy. So I think that, when you retire is also going to depend on how much punishment you've taken throughout your career. I've seen fighters be 32, 33 and already washed up because they took too many beatings. That's why defensive fighters, people knock them, oh, he's boring, oh, he don't go toe-to-toe. But they're the ones that have the longer careers. They're the ones that keep their faculties. MAW. JJJ beat DDD and Joe Parker then got beat 2 times by Zhang while Parker beat Zhang. Just shows styles make fights. Now Parker and DDD move past JJJ. That's the deal, my brother. At the end of the day, styles always make fights. It's all about the styles. One guy beating another guy doesn't mean nothing when he fight the next guy. John Parham, then 35 for sure. Or if you 1-8 with 0 KOs. Or like at the tail end of their career, bro, when you see guys who their last 4 fights be 1-3, 3 losses and 1 win. Like, if you're losing more than you winning, it's time to call it a wrap. You know what I'm saying? That's it. If you're losing more than you winning, it's time to go. It's time to get it over with. But we're gonna see, some of these heavyweights are older because look, if you look at Big Bang Zhang, Anthony Joshua is getting up there already. Joe Joyce, Alexander Usyk, all of those guys are either 40 or close to it. So, we're going to need the next crop of heavyweights to start taking over. And Bakoli a menace, but he's also close to 40 years old, if I'm not mistaken. So the heavyweight division right now is not looking good because you don't have the young stars that will be taking over next. There's Torres, but honestly, I don't like his style, man. I think that he'll become a champion, but there's something about him that he looks so sloppy at times, and those looping punches. I feel like when he gets in there with a sharp heavyweight, he's gonna take a beating. John Pound, I saw a dude the other day was 4-13 with 1 KO. I was like, what is the point? I mean, that right there is definitely gonna be a journeyman. Somebody with a record like that, you're gonna put him up against, the prospect that's 1-0, 2-0, and they need somebody who has a little bit of experience in the ring. Yeah, get this guy. We could knock him out and put him under our belt. So a guy like that is gonna be fighting, young fighters, uh, 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 prospects making their debut. They're good for that. There's a use for a guy like that to develop fighters coming up. That's how I see it. My peoples, I'm about to get the hell out of here. I want to give a shout out to John Parham, JJ Zendejas, MAW, R30, and everybody else who came through to show love. I really appreciate you, my peoples. Tomorrow, y'all already know how we're gonna do it. We're gonna talk boxing the way we do, the way only I do. So, again, salute to everybody who came through. I'm Jay Smith. This is Box Center. This is your favorite boxer's favorite boxing show. My people, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Share my videos. Let the world know we had it for number 1, my peoples. Peace.